What is happening, YouTube? How y'all doing today? It is Monday, December 1st. Welcome to Monday. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I am Joe, just your average Joe, hanging out in the garage. Y'all know how we do, all raw and unedited around these parts. If you have not been with me before, I've been reselling full-time on eBay for about full-time like 8-ish years, give or take. But I've been buying and selling stuff on eBay since 2000, so 25-ish years. Long time. It's a little nippy here in North Cackalack, in my neck of the woods. At least for us, it's a little chilly. But I think, what is it, 40? Where are we at? 40. I don't know. We're at like 44, 43 degrees right now. So it's a little chill in the air. Not too bad, but enough to put a little hoodie on. I know some of y'all are laughing at that, like, man. But anyway, hopefully your sales are going well. eBay is still being eBay right now, which is great. So I can't complain. Sales have been really good. I'm really kind of teed off at the moment. So we did most of our holiday Christmas decorating last week. I was trying to do some finishing touches. I actually do lights along all of our baseboards, over our doors and along the baseboards on the ground, and then over the doors and baseboards, and I put garland over all the door frames, so it lights up all the way down the hallway, nice and lit up, and on the living room, all the baseboards, and around the doors and the front door and all that. And anyway, so it looks really nice. I've done it since I lived with my parents, so it's a tradition. But it takes about 8 sets of lights, and I go to plug in the lights as you would every year, because that's the last finishing touch I got to do. It takes me about an hour and a half or so to get it done. So I was going to knock that out this morning, and I go plug in my lights, and 6 out of 8 light sets are burnt out, or half of the set works. And then I am not the type that is going to go through. I used to sit and try to go through and find which one is causing the problem. I even got the little gun thing that you put on the light set and try to get it to like zap back itself back to working. I don't even mess with that no more. So I'm just gonna bite the bullet and order some more on Amazon and get it done. So they'll be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They'll be here Wednesday. So Wednesday, that's my little mini project. Takes me about an hour and a half to get that done. But it just teased me off, man. How the lights, just like, they're literally, I've had them a year or two, and they were up for 3 weeks, and and maybe a month, and how 6 out of 7 or 6 out of 8 are not working blows me away. But anyway, I'm a little teed off about that, but that's my little rant for the day. But anyway, hopefully your sales are going well on eBay. Mine are going very well still. So let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and touch on comments first, and then we'll jump into sales. So I'll let that cliffhanger sit there for a moment until we get through comments. So if you've not been with me before, we like to touch on all the comments. So if you're new to the channel, if you've been around before, if you have any questions about anything resell related or anything else for that matter, drop it in the comments and we'll touch on it. So first one up is Paul. Says better with the muffler further away. Better with the muffler further away. So we're talking about the mic situation. Well, we're going mic-less. I've already got my mic packed up. In fact, it's in my pocket, so I can remember to put it in our return pile for Amazon, because I got to print a label for it. And in fact, I got to put it out and print it. So sometimes you can just drop the things off at UPS. And they do the packing for you, and then other times they make you do a label. In that case, I got to do a label, so I got to remember that. But yeah, so Paul, appreciate you commenting. Thank you for watching. Next one up is Mark. Says new mic is awful. Well, Mark, good. Negative Nancy over here. We're not using the mic anymore. Okay, we're going mic-less. You just won't hear me quite as well when I go back there or over there. You'll hear me. You have to turn the volume up slightly, or just miss what I'm rambling about, because I'm usually just rambling anyway. Next one up is the Dark 25. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving, Joe. I hope all of y'all had a great Thanksgiving as well. And yes, thank you. I did have a good Thanksgiving. My sales are picking up. I've been listing. I do eBay, Macari, FBM on Amazon. FBM, fulfilled by merchant. Dude, I've tried to do Amazon and I just can't, like, when I go through the registration process, it's like I'm in La La Land and like it never works. I would love to sell on Amazon. I really would. I think, but from what I understand though, they only unlock certain categories to start. And then as you sell more, they unlock more categories. Am I right or wrong there? That's what I've heard. So like if I wanted to list video games to start, they probably wouldn't open up video games for me right away. But good for you for doing Amazon, eBay, Macari. Yeah, man, list is the key. That's for sure. Let me reply to yours as well. Let's reply. All right. Next one up is also says, oh yeah, the audio sounds great now 6 minutes in. Perfect. Love it. I love it. Look, that's what I like to hear. So thank you for the feedback, y'all. This is Joe. Says, hey Joe, phone mic sounds great. I turned my volume up a bit when you walk away so I can still hear you. Well, good deal, Joe. I plan on just rolling with the phone mic at this point. A little small part of me almost put another order in on Amazon for another mic because my last one wasn't bad. Nobody complained about it. So I'm sure if I changed brand, I'd probably would have a better outcome. But I think if mic list works, then mic list works. I do got to keep an eye out. I do have to keep an eye out for my mail lady because I got a late start today. It's almost 11:30. She usually comes around between 11 and 1. So I got to keep an eye out for her. What's on my shelf says, I hope your mom loves you. I want everyone's comment. Oh, you're talking about the troll that I talked about. I want everyone in the comments to pause before writing nasty retorts because they are anonymous. Well, there's always a bad apple in every bunch. That dude was, it's fine. He helped the algorithm. So trolls will be trolls. We'll just keep it moving. Audio is 1,000% better, says Saluki Seller. Well, Saluki Seller, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the feedback. I appreciate it. You know what I just saw before, just while it's on the top of my head right now, right before I jumped on, I'm on Marketplace a lot. So I'm on there scouring all through the day. A local pawn shop just put up a bunch of video game systems. One of them was a PS4 Pro with a God of War, the silver God of War controller. If any of y'all know, like that silver God of War controller goes for about $100, give or take, and they want $100 for the system and the controller. So I messaged the lady and was like, hey, if I put down a down payment, can I come pick it up in a little while? She said, I'll actually just hold it for you, no problem. Silver controller with the system for $100. It's an easy $100 flip at that point because PS4 Pro sell for me. I've sold them for about $150, $170. Usually they're like a 1 or 2 terabyte hard drive. I think 1. But sell for usually around $150 to $170 for me. And then the controller is going to sell for about $100, $120, $100 give or take. So you're talking like $250 for $100. Even after fees, it's an easy $100 flip. And it's at a pawn shop of all places. That's why it goes to show you never know where you're going to find stuff. But they posted a bunch of video game systems, and I was like, God of War controller. I'm pretty sure that's rare. So I look it up on eBay, and I'm like, as much as I've picked, I ain't never seen one before. Of course, boom, there you go. I was like, dang, $100 give or take. So right after I'm done packing and shipping, I'm going to run out to the pawn shop in my town, which is like 15 minutes from my house, pick that bad boy up. So again, even after I pay taxes and then after I pay fees, because I'll have to pay taxes on $100, and after I pay eBay fees, I'm still going to be up $100, give or take. So I don't think that's a bad flip. Again, that's just for me. My thing is anything on Marketplace, flip to 100. If I can do more and do better, that's great. You always want to double, triple, quadruple your money. I understand that. That's usually at yard sales. That's where that stuff happens more so. And you can even do those things on Marketplace where you 2, 3, 4 times your money. But generally speaking, if you can flip to 100, that's not bad. You do that every single day. You do 1 or 2 deals a day, or several deals a week. That's a few, $200, $300, $400, $500 a week you're doing when you're flipping to 100. Now, obviously, that's not including all the other stuff you end up sourcing and doing. But it works. It helps the wheel turn. We'll just put it that way. So next one up is what's on my shelf says, as stated in prior videos, the mic is way more clear even when you dip into the back section. While it does reduce the volume, the quality is still there. I tap my volume up a bit if desired. The previous new mic was too overblown. I agree. Raising the volume did not increase clarity, and when watching and ensuring video, if I forgot to adjust the volume, it would be way too loud. If you are concerned with the viewers hearing you at the good volume when you dip into the back sections, you could use a tripod like a Gorilla Pod or similar brand that allows you to fiddle with the legs and adjust the surface which you place it on. I do know if they come with a I do not know if they come with a phone mount. I got mine for $3 at flea market and had to buy a mount separately. Got it. I think I'm just gonna roll with this for now until you guys are yelling at me about I can't hear you in the back. Then I think we're gonna roll with this for now. You know, again, a small part of me was gonna pick up a mic, but then I was like, nah, we'll just roll with it. TK Killer, appreciate you commenting. TJ Killer, appreciate you hanging out. Appreciate you commenting. TJ says, not sure where in North Carolina you're at, but I was born and raised in Winston-Salem. Moved to Texas once I joined the military and been here ever since. Audio is much better. Well, TJ Killer, I am in Fayette Nam area on the outskirts of Fayette Nam. But basically, I've been here since like '96, and yeah, and so the rest is history. But anyway, Fayette Nam is where I'm at, and yeah, you know, people say Fayetteville sucks. I mean, if you know, and it's Fayette Nam for a reason. You know, if you're in like the bad parts of Fayetteville, just like any other place, yeah, you probably don't want to be there. But the outskirts of Fayetteville are not bad. So, but anyway, yeah. So here I am, Winston-Salem. Been there a few times. Have a couple friends that are up there from college. I don't know if they're still up there, but anyway, good deal. Yeah, military presence huge here, obviously. And are you still active duty? Just curious, still active duty. All right, David Medina. David Medina says, and thank you for commenting, TJ. David Medina says, where do you buy your white boxes for the systems at? So David Medina, I run another company, another business called BTG East Coast. It is a football memorabilia company where we do live breaks on Facebook. We're trying to dabble into TikTok here, and I have in the past, but I have to get a full-time person to be able to do that, and it's tough. But I do sports helmet breaks, so kind of like this kind of stuff, for example, is what I do. So let me show this off real quick. A little plug for my business. So like that's a Josh Jacobs. It's got the visor on it. It's got your on that one's got your Beckett, or was that JSA? That one is JSA. So got your JSA certification right there, COA. It's got the pads in it. Anyway, but Josh Jacobs. So I do football memorabilia on Facebook Live, and we do a break style. So all of the helmets come in the white boxes. We order our product mainly through Radkey Sports out of Georgia. I go visit there quite often. And then we also order from Fanatics occasionally. But we're partnered with Radkey Sports out of Georgia. And they actually supply all the white boxes. They ship them to me. And so that's how I get them. Because a lot of times we do what we call credit boxes. So the boxes just have a credit in it of like $300 that you can use to keep playing with us. And so it may not have a helmet. So all the boxes that have credits, or sometimes we do baseball bats. And of course a bat can't fit in a box. So we just write in the box what what bat it is. And then I show the bat because I have the bat. But whenever that box breaks in our break, in our series, those boxes are, they're either going to go in the trash or I try to use them. So that's where all the white boxes come from, is boxes that come from my helmet memorabilia stuff that aren't actually being used anymore after we break them open, because they were either a credit or a bat, or jerseys also. We'll put jerseys in the boxes sometimes, but jerseys I'll ship in a padded envelope, so I don't need the big box anymore. But you can't know, obviously when we're doing breaks, everything is uniform. So it's all the same box. So we don't know if it's a jersey in it, if it's a helmet in it, or if it may be a bat or a credit. It's all the same box for the game purposes, or the break purposes. And so, like I said, once we do break the boxes open for our customers, show off what they won, then those boxes just sit and get trashed. Well, I use them to basically put all my systems in. Now, they do come from Uline. They're 14, 10, 10 is the dimensions, and they do come from Uline. So I know you can put orders in from through Uline, but you're probably better off just buying them through like a bulk, like through eBay, 14, 10, 10 bulk of like 100 boxes for, cheaper than you probably could buy them through Uline. I know you have to have an account through Uline to get their wholesale pricing. Otherwise you pay retail. So, but anyway, that's my ramble. That's my little plug for my other business. That's the, how can I say, that's the bread and butter business there. I've been doing that 7 years. And that pays the bills. eBay is a residual, a safety net, a residual, an extra, a bonus. When times are a little harder with the helmets, we got this still rolling, supplement, whatever word you want to use or, there. But, so yeah, so anyway, hopefully that helps a little bit. I actually buy like these boxes I buy in bulk for smaller stuff. These are, I think, like 8x8x8s, I want to say, and I buy them just their brown boxes. I buy them on eBay. I think it's like 50 in a thing, and I buy those from eBay because I normally don't have enough small boxes. I always have plenty of big boxes, but the smaller boxes for smaller stuff I usually end up running out of. So I buy like a bulk thing of 50 of those at a time from eBay. It takes me a while to run through them. And then Chance Dizzle says, as someone stated, it sounds much better. I'm glad. Thank you again for another great video. And don't mind the hater. He or she has not a lot of love given to them in their life. So they go around being salty. And if you broke 100 in a year doing this, you're doing great. But keep up the greatness, and real ones will still be here. I still need to list more. Well, I got it like 97 or something is where I was at, 96, 97. So I wasn't quite cracked 100, but that's also not including your fees. That's not including your cost of goods. Again, this year, I think I'm on pace to do about 60. Again, not including, in fact, I can, you know what? Let me see where I'm at currently. I'm curious, cause I've been killing it the last few weeks, month, really. I've been killing it. Performance. Sales. Let's check this out real quick. Let me see where I'm at year to date. 31 days this year. Generate. Is that the mail lady? No. Right now I'm at 54983.64. So right at 55,000. So I'm probably going to crack 60. I got another month. Probably going to crack 60 for the year, which is still not bad considering I'm just going to be honest. I haven't really put a ton of time into this year. A lot of the stuff has been marketplace and not a lot of yard sale stuff. And a lot of it's been stuff that's been laying around that I've just kind of accumulated. That was the good stuff that I've, got through a fraction of it. I still have a lot of it left. In fact, my wife yesterday was, not yesterday, this weekend, my wife's sister was hanging out. They decided they got a little tipsy, drinking some wine. They were like, well, let's go play some Mario Kart upstairs. And we're like, they come upstairs and I'm like, what's up? And they're like, oh, want to play some Mario Kart? And I'm like, I got to hook up everything to get you to get Mario Kart. I got to find controllers like this stuff. I don't have that stuff hooked up regularly anymore. And my wife's like, oh, well, hook it up. And, and so I got the Wii. I got them hooked up on the Wii because I still have a Wii hooked up for testing purposes. So I got Mario Kart out of my huge bundle of games that I have upstairs that I need to put up on eBay. And she was like, what is all this stuff? This is crazy. You got like boxes of just all these games and all this stuff. And I'm like, that's stuff I got to put up on eBay still. It's like, she was like, you need to get all this stuff up. I'm like, I chip away at it little by little, like if I don't have to, I don't. Like I got through the Switch stuff and I got through most of my handhelds. 75% of my handhelds I got through. And they've all almost sold now. And I got through all of my cased Switch games, because caseless Switch games are in a little baggie, and there's probably 200 of those. But I don't need to sell them. Like she's like, you need to get this stuff up on eBay. Man, I got so many Pokemon games. It's ridiculous. I'm probably sitting on 40 Pokemon games, if not more. And you know how those things go, depending which one it is. I know I got a couple emeralds. I got a couple crystal, three or four emeralds, 3 or 4 crystals. We all know those are high dollar. Anyway, they're just sitting there because I got 2 Game Boys complete in the boxes with styrofoam and everything. They're just sitting in there, mint condition, gorgeous. They're just sitting there. I know there's like $250 a pop on those things. Like I don't need to sell them yet. Anyway, I'm saying all that to say this year I haven't put in a ton of sourcing. I haven't spent a ton of money this year. It's been mainly deals on Marketplace and getting through some of my stuff that's been sitting. I went ham last year and hoarded, and really probably the year before that, and hoarded all the good stuff. I mean, if I took you over, some of y'all know my cartridge piles that are over there. In fact, let me grab one and just give you guys an idea. For those that are new, since I've consolidated some of these. In fact, I got Ghostbusters Legos over here. I've got the Nintendo Lego. I got a PS5 brand new in the box. I got a Batwing thing over here. It's all the stuff that I know will sell. Like, I don't need to sell it yet. It's all good stuff that's just kind of just sitting there. This is one of the containers. There's 4 other ones over there. But these are all like 15-ish and above. And this is just one container out of four other ones. And it's all the filler stuff is out of here. So it's your Ghost and Goblins, Star Wars, Donkey Kong, Super Mario, SimCity, Metroid, Street Fighter. All those titles are around 15 and up. 007 and Toy Story, believe it or not, it's like $15 or so. It's $15-20. Star Wars Shadows, I don't think Star Wars Shadows might be a filler that I didn't pull out yet. Banjo-Kazooie and the Blues Brothers, that's like a $20 hit. Perfect Dark, I think, is $20. Anyway, all these I've already pulled out all of the quote-unquote, look, 10-ish, 12-ish, and less. They're out of here. They go with the systems. The rest of it stays in containers, and I've got 4 other containers full over here of just cartridge-based games. All your Marios, your Zeldas, Chrono Triggers, all that stuff. Anyway, so Castlevanias, so I don't need to so when I'm not sourcing, I have piles of stuff I little chip away at little by little, or I just source again. Anyway, method to my madness. You probably shouldn't take any advice from me. At least that's what my wife would say. Like, you need to sell this shit. I know. Look, I know. I got another offer on something. All right. So that's the last comment. Again, appreciate you guys commenting. The best way you can support the channel is by commenting and watching and engaging with the content. Give me thumbs up, comment, subscribe. So there's that. And let's move on to sales. So between Friday and today, I've sold, let's see, awaiting shipment. I've sold 30 items. So this is going to take a little bit. 30 items. Did I sell something else? Oh, new offer. OLED Switch, $190. Just got that thing up on eBay. Anyway, so I don't know if I'm going to take, I'm probably not going to take it. I got it for like $230. It comes with a bunch of extras. I'd like to get $220 out of it. Anyway, we'll save that for tomorrow maybe. You got to come back tomorrow to find out if I took that offer or not. Anyway, right now, 30 sales for $1,661.20. I am knocking at the $3,000 door again this week to deposit into my bank account from sales. And I'm not really spending much. Again, I haven't spent much, maybe a few $100 a month for the past quite a few months. Now earlier this year I was hoarding, I was sourcing a little bit more and buying more, but for the past like 5-ish months, I've probably put out $200-300 a month on purchasing. It's not been a lot. It's been a lot of just older stuff that I finally got up on eBay that I was hoarding. Like I mentioned before, I had like 40 systems sitting upstairs, just bundled, ready, cleaned, processed. They just were waiting to go on eBay. You know, finally got through the handhelds, finally got through all the Switch stuff. You know, and then the little odds and ends I get through all along the way from, you know, some of my connections and things like that. So let's go ahead and start pulling these orders. So that's a nice thing. A lot of it's cash money right now. Like this is all cash flow, which is nice. You know, when we have huge sales days like this and huge sales weeks like this, where you're doing almost $3,000 in a week, where 90% of it, if not more, is just straight cash flow from old stuff that you are finally getting cash out of it. And this is, you know, that's the beauty of fourth quarter too. You know, stuff is selling. So let's go ahead and start pulling. So that hopefully motivates some of you guys to be like, holy cow, I need to get through some of my death pile stuff. Yes, you do. I do too. I have death pile stuff too. I don't consider death pile. It's treasure pile stuff. Anyway, Tinkerbell sold for $17 plus shipping. Luigi and Mario. Let's see, Luigi and Mario. Luigi sold for $35 plus shipping. Luigi, it's my last copy. In fact, I'm almost out of Switch games at this point. The cased Switch games. I got about another 200 caseless Switch games. Mario 3DS sold for $90 plus shipping. Pink stylus. It goes back to my handhelds. I'm selling out on my handhelds. They're almost all sold out. Which one is this? That's not the right one. It's this one. Yes. All right. So, 2DS, and these all been clean, sanitized, and ready to go. 2DS with the charger sold for $105 plus shipping. $105 plus shipping. Let's see, Grand Theft Auto and let's see, what is that on? Regular Xbox. Grand Theft Auto. Which one is that? Is that San Andreas? San Andreas. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas with the manual and the map in nice condition. It's even got somebody has the old codes all written on there. All the old codes. Whoever gets this is going to have some nice codes and stuff. But anyway, San Andreas sold for $24 plus shipping on that one. Let's see, Monster Hunter sold for $18 free shipping on that one. Monster Hunter free shipping on that one, $18. An army shirt. Let me find this one. Brand new army shirt. Let's see. I think it's one of these. Brand new with tags. Was it with tags? Large, medium, small. Let me find which one it is. 1 second. This is the old Digicamo. Massive, small, new with tags, small. It's a small one. So the old Digicamo combat shirts do not sell very well. So if you're into military stuff, the new ones sell very well. Let me make sure that's not this one. Where's the tags? Is this not the right one? Is it this one? No, that's large. Ha! The tags go. I feel like maybe this doesn't have tags. Let me look at it just to make sure. It had tags on it. If I said it had tags, did they get pulled off somehow? Oh, it says without tags. Well, that would help. Let me still make sure it's the right one. It's the one with the yellow lettering inside. See original. Yeah, yellow lettering. Yeah, massive. Okay, so the Digi Camo combat shirts do not sell well. I'll just say that. They used to sell well, but obviously the Army switched over a few years back to the regular camo again. So the old school Digi Camo don't sell that well anymore. They used to, but I remember at one point a few years back, I'd get like, well, just like the new ones, you would get $30 a pop off of these easily. This one finally sold. I got like 3 more of them. Sold for $14 plus shipping. I'm not, I got it in a bundle, so it's, cash money at that point. It's, and I've already made my money back on whatever it was. I have a vest, a carrier plate, also sold for 100. I believe it was 100. I do dabble in Army stuff as well. I'm in a military town, so a plate carrier. It's a no-name brand plate carrier, but it's pretty much brand new. It's got your belt with it that wraps around. So for $95 plus shipping on that, $95 plus shipping. I want to say I spent $10 on that thing. I think it was $10 for that. I got it a while back. Red controller and Tetris. Let's see, red controller and Tetris. Tetris, red controller. Red controller. Is it in here? Yes. All right. So this is like the, I forget what special edition this is, but the red Xbox controller sold for $28 plus shipping, 28 plus ship. Tetris Gameboy sold for $19, free shipping on that one. And then the Gameboy player or adapter transfer pack for N64. That sold for $24, free shipping on that one, 24 free ship. Worlds, Lego Worlds and Dimensions. Lego Worlds, Dimensions, Lego Worlds. All right. So Lego Worlds, $15 free ship on that one. Lego Worlds. Dimensions, always a nice little score when you get Dimensions in a bundle. That went for $28 plus shipping on that one. PS4. A jacket, which might be, I'm pretty sure is in here. Let me just double check and make sure it's not out here first, because I believe, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in there. Yeah, some of these. All right, so this is gonna be a fun time. I still have some jackets down here, which I don't normally mess with often, and I've got a bunch of boxes here, so it's a process, right? Sometimes occasionally to get to some things, you gotta move things around. Let me try to find this jacket. I bet it's underneath in the other box. Oh, these sold too while I'm at it, while I'm here. So let's put those to the side. Oh, right here, perfect. All right. I still have a bunch of jackets. Well, not a bunch, but I got a decent amount of jackets still. I keep them in bins. They sell occasionally because they're not like great jackets, but just like these just sold. They sell every now and again. So I do pick up jackets and clothes and jerseys and stuff because they sell. All right, Columbia ski jacket. Columbia ski jacket. This thing is wrinkly as all get out. Hopefully they don't get mad at me because this thing is wrinkly. Let's fix this button. Anyway, it's a Columbia hooded ski jacket. So there you go, Columbia. You can't ever go wrong with Columbia stuff. This sold for $18. I'm pretty sure I picked it up for $3 or less because I don't normally spend a lot on clothes. So if I had to guess, I probably, heck, I may even got it for free. Who knows? But anyway, I probably didn't spend more than $3. Not a huge score, but $18 plus shipping on that one. Ninja Turtles and Immortals. Ninja Turtles and Immortals. All right. Ninja Turtles sold for 19 plus shipping. 19 plus ship. Immortals sold for 16 free ship. And our first system, Super Nintendo with the rack on it. Super Nintendo with the rack. Let's find it. Was it Vegas? Let's see what games are with it, because what happened over here? Oh, my daughter happened over here. I just vacuumed my whole garage, and there's blue crayon all over. Man, it never fails, man. It never fails. Kids. That is the right one, Vegas. All right. Yeah, just vacuumed all through the garage because I had so much debris and stuff on the ground. And then now my daughter tore up a crayon that's all over here. It's just the wrapper of it. Anyway, Super Nintendo. I always bundle Super Nintendo with games. Normally always one good game, which is Super Mario. And then the Super Nintendo itself. There you go, Super Nintendo. It's got 2 controllers, all the cables cleaned up. Has a little bit of yellowing, but not much. So that sold for $162 plus shipping. $162 plus shipping. Controller, turtles, and cable. Controller, and Ninja Turtles. All right. So SNES, original SNES or N64 cable, because I buy these for like $2 off of XYAB. Anytime I come across the cables themselves that are legit, I normally put them on eBay. Because I don't think that in my experience, you don't get really anything more out of the system by having the original cable with it. So I end up selling these sold for $16 free ship. Now, obviously, it's not like it's a huge profit or a huge turnaround there. But Ninja Turtles sold on PS2. Ninja Turtles sold for $14 free ship on that one. And I always have extra cases that I get in bundles that are kind of janky. And I always put the games discs, loose game discs in those. And then I always put bubble wrap. There's your tidbit for the day. I always put a little piece of bubble wrap in between the game case. Or in the game case in between, to keep the disc from popping off and floating around. And then the NES controller, the NES Max controller, sold for $15 plus shipping on that one. So 15 plus ship. Next system up, we got several other items here. PS2 Slim bundle. I think I sold 2 of these. PS2 Slim bundle. Which one is that? Let's see. PS2 Slim comes with XYAB controller. FIFA. All right, let's find it. XYAB controller. PS2 Slim. That's fat with Splinter Cell. PS2 with pink controller. Not it. PS3. PS2 Slim with HDMI. I don't think that had the HDMI with it. But let's check. NCAA. Nope. That's not the right one. All right, so gonna be over here somewhere. PS2 Slim. That's with the GameCube controller. Or I'm sorry, with the not GameCube, GameStop controller. PS2 Slim with FIFA. PS Slim with FIFA. Of course, all my helmets are in the way. Dang. Can I get it from that side? I'm gonna have to get it from that side. It's the second one over. Yeah, I don't have enough room. Ain't got enough room to get it from that side because I got all my helmets on my table at the moment. So we're gonna try to grab it from this side. Luckily it's light. Yep, that's it right there. All right. Okay. So PS2 Slim with the XYAB controller, games, bunch of games, XYAB, well, you can't really see, huh? XYAB controller, PS2 Slim, memory card. I get my controllers from XYAB. If I can't get the original, then that's the route I go. Obviously, let's throw in an XYAB one. FIFA and SpongeBob and the Atomic Purple. So FIFA, let's see, I'm almost out of games. FIFA, FIFA and SpongeBob and Atomic Purple. I'm almost out of handhelds. I think I only got like 7 or 8 handhelds left, and I'm out of handhelds. Atomic Purple, Game Boy, nice condition. Couple games come with it. So Game Boy Color. So for $95 plus shipping. FIFA Switch, $20 plus shipping. And the Brawl, All-Star Brawl, sold for $10 plus shipping. Need for Speed PS4. Need for Speed PS4. Sold for $12 free shipping on this one. 12 free ship. Need for Speed. Almost done. Handful of items left and we'll be good to go. Kiwi, man, I missed out on shipping on this one, but it is what it is. I was supposed to charge shipping, but somehow I forgot. But it is what it is. So lime green, Game Boy Color, $95. Free ship on that one. Supposed to be shipping included, or added, but I forgot. I just got this game listed. This is just one of those odds and ends that I had in a bundle. What's it called? Yooka-Laylee, the Impossible Lair, Xbox One. So for $15 plus shipping. PS2 Fat with the 2 controllers. PS2 Fat with Splinter Cell. Let me see what games are with this one. 1 second, folks. Yeah, that's not the right one. All right, let's go over here and find it. PS2 Fat. Selling through my systems, which is good. I got quite a many of them. That's another PS2 Fat, but that's the one with PS2 Slim, PS1. Let's see, PS2 Fat. PS1, PS1, PS1. PS2 Fat with pinball. And what is that one? PS2 Fat. PS2 with Mad Cat controller. I bet it's that one with pinball. Let me check what controllers with this will help me figure it out. With Mad Cat controller. So that's this one on the corner. Oh! Is that the mail lady? No. All right. Mad Cat controller. Oh boy, don't fall. All right. Perfect. All right. So I'm gonna have some holes in my systems now. I pulled them all off the floor, so I had a bunch of systems sitting on the floors. I didn't have enough room on my top shelves. PS2 Fat with 2 controllers. It's got a bunch of disc games on the bottom. You can't really see them, but there's like 8 disc games. Original controller and the Mad Cat controller, memory card, obviously power, AV cable, all clean, sanitized, tested. Sold for, what did it sell for? I think $125. That's how I do all my systems, guys. Bundle them all, clean them, test them, bundle them, sanitize them. Games, AV, power, memory, controller, 1 or 2. And try to get a premium out of them. $125 plus shipping on that one. Sold a pair of suspenders, like, I don't even know what these are called. These are military issue overalls. Is what these are, military issue overalls, or snow pants, I guess you would say, snow pants. Hopefully these are good. So anyway, these sold for $15 plus shipping. I want to say that came in a military bundle, just like an extra, so I really technically didn't pay for that. And then Mario Wii, finally sold a Wii again. Haven't sold a Wii in forever. Wii with Mario Galaxy. Oh, here comes UPS again. Wii with Mario Kart. Modded Wii with Mario Kart. This bad boy, this Joker's been sitting here for a minute. Let's go ahead and squeeze this bad boy in this slot. Oh, I need 2 hands for that. UPS was already through here today. Did my pickup earlier. All right, so need to do a little wipe down on this one because it's got some gnats in it, some webs in it because it's been sitting up there for so long. But Mario Kart, or Wii with Mario Kart. I don't normally put Mario Kart in with the bundles, but this one was water damaged, I want to say. So anyway, Mario Kart, the wheel, the Wii, I always put the doors on there. I get the doors from XYAB. Obviously your controller and everything else. I always put a nunchuck in with it as well. Sold for $80 plus shipping. So $80 plus ship on that one. Those are the sales, quite a bit. So appreciate you hanging out. Mondays are always the most, the longer videos. As I see, we're at 48 minutes. They're always the longer videos. Let me refresh, make sure nothing else sold. Nope. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here. I'm gonna get the stuff packed and shipped from my mail lady so I can head out to that pawn shop to get that system with the God of War controller. And that's it for me today. Appreciate you guys watching. Thank y'all. Hopefully your sales are going well. If you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the comments. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm assuming sales will keep rolling, hopefully. So I will be back tomorrow. And yeah, again, best way to support the channel, subscribe, comment, and watch. That's all I can ask from y'all. So thank y'all once again. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, and we'll see y'all in the next one.